Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, today the message is about not settling for less than you deserve. We start out with the Five of Pentacles and also the Justice card reversed and the Star reversed. So this says when you don't value yourself, when you're in a place of what we call poverty consciousness, you've got abandonment issues, low self-worth, low self-esteem, then that's how people will treat you. That's the vibe that you put out. And you'll find that you settle for less than you deserve. But then you may not realize that you're settling for less than you deserve. It's just that you may find that you are a victim of circumstance often, a victim of misfortune. And you may ask yourself over and over again, why does this keep happening to me? And it's because it's the root of your self-value. So it really feels like, it's not only not settling for less than you deserve, but maybe it's getting at root causes of why maybe things aren't working out for you. And where is your self-worth? And are you actively working on loving yourself more, valuing yourself more? And, I like to turn up as much as the next person, but there's a different thing to just kind of loosen up to have fun and then also, kind of burying yourself in, distraction or illusion or whatever. And it's not a judgment thing. It's more of a discernment. Is this nourishing for me or is this not nourishing? And it's not always, I know it can be ambiguous and whatever, and I'm not here to preach. I'm just saying what the cards say and to expound on it. But really working on your self-worth and recognizing that so much of the injustice comes from you not knowing what your truth is, or if you do know what your truth is, you're hiding it from others because you're afraid that they won't accept you or whatever. But just know that those who don't accept you for the truth of who you are, the truth of what you be, the truth of what you live, you don't need those people in your world anyway. And even if they're family members, if they expect you to pretend to be something that you're not so that they can accept you, then they don't accept you. And you don't really need them in your life. As painful as it may be, but isn't it also painful to constantly have to hide who you really are away and not value yourself and not be valued by others, and then feel abandoned because at the end of the day, these people aren't there for you anyway. And so then there's this great injustice, and it creates a lot of injustice in your life. So I feel like the guidance is find your inner light, find your guiding star, find that truth of who you are. And it might take confronting these low self-worth values, and it might take confronting the illusions that you embrace or the lies that you put on, the facades, the masks you wear for other people's benefit, and little by little overcoming those and learning to speak your truth, stand in your truth, live your truth. And the star comes after the tower, but the tower is just false reality that we build ourselves up into. And I love, the best depiction of the tower, I think, is when there's no door on it, because that shows that you've built yourself up into a prison. And so there's got to be an escape. And even though I know the tower's not here, but it feels kind of present. And understand, it's the card of Pluto. And so Pluto teaches us that we create and destroy timelines all the time. We destroy, we create, we destroy, we create, we destroy, we create over and over again. And eventually we get a great self-esteem if we're ever able to recognize that we are the ones manifesting our reality. It's not really taught to us that way because we're taught to acquiesce and to fear and obey. And how can you have a positive self-worth when you're constantly in fear and obedience and looking for the approval of others? You know what? Fuck approval. Live your truth, baby. Shine that light. Because while there are those who won't appreciate what it is that you have to share or how you live your truth, there are those who very much will appreciate that and probably will gain a lot of courage from watching you demonstrate that we all have a choice about where we I was going to say where we place our energy. I don't know why I was going to say that, but whatever. Where we place our energy. But if we're placing our energy on living our truth, if we place our energy on that sort of things, on our own creative expression, on our authenticity, on knowing that we are sovereign in who we be and what we express, then we give others the courage to find their own authentic expression and sovereign way of being. So then when you start to move up into that beautiful energy, then you may find that you have to kind of stand your ground at times, and it can get weary when you have to stand your ground, and it's not easy to tell people to fuck off the first time, but eventually, you know, you learn to really stand your ground. And while it may make you tired, you may get weary of like still, you know, and at first it's like when you're working out this energy. I love that book by Louise Hay. It was written in the 80s, but I seem to talk about it every single day this week. It's called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. It was written in the 80s. It's a total self-help book, but I fucking love that book. It goes into mirror work. It's such a wonderful empower. It's magic. And Louise Hay would say, you know, when you're doing affirmations to change your life, say you're affirming for abundance. And so you're affirming for abundance. You feel the abundance. You know, you've been writing it out or doing all the things. But then the opposite of abundance may happen. You may lose your wallet. You may get an unexpected bill, something on and on and on. But if you can recognize that you are processing out the old beliefs that you were carrying around, you're shifting your truth to align with the truth of who you are, because you're shifting the way that you value yourself. So if you can just understand that you're destroying timelines and old realities that no longer serve the truth of what you're moving towards as you learn to live your light. And so standing your ground, but you learn not to settle for less than you deserve, which is what we come right back to. Not settling for less than you deserve. You don't want that Four of Pentacles bullshit. And sometimes this will look a lot like what you're wanting, but you know it's not quite what it is. It can be, say you want a partner, somebody shows up that kind of have the qualities, but you're just not feeling it. Then don't, you know, I mean, you always have a choice, but if it's not a fuck yes, then it's a fuck no. So just let the fuck no's pass by. You are worthy of the fuck yes. And when you stand your ground, just know that the fuck yes will show up. 10 of Pentacles. You deserve all the best in life. You deserve to be supported. You deserve to be valued. And I love that we go from the 5 to the 10. And so I'll end with this. A few years ago, these two cards came out together all the time. And I just think it's so funny because tarot's pretty deep. It's, you know, esoteric and whatever. So it would never be so shallow as to rate us on a scale of 1 to 10. Yet that's exactly what this was giving that message. So say you live in a society like we all have, that most of us feel that we are 5s. Not everybody, but you know, just go with it. Say your whole life, maybe your family treated you, you have abandonment issues, whatever. So you go around carrying yourself like a 5. If you believe that you're a 5, you can walk into a room where everyone's like, you're a 10, you're a 10, you're a 10. But if you don't believe it, by the time you leave, everyone's gonna be like, nah, that was just a 5. On the other hand, when you know who the fuck you are, when you know your value, when you know your worth, you know that you're a fucking 10, you can go somewhere where everybody's trying to make you feel like a 5, and you know who the fuck you are, and you just stand your ground in who you are. Again, standing your ground. It doesn't have to be confrontational. You just stay in your power. You know who the fuck you are. And then when you leave, everybody's like, oh shit, that was a 10. And then I like to say, matter of fact, you're an 11. No, you're a 12. No, you are a 13, because that's the number of the goddess, and baby, that is who you are. I don't care what your gender is. So know who the fuck you are. You're a 10, 12, 13. Live your best life. Value yourself. Don't settle for less than you deserve. And then, you know, then from there you complete a cycle. Once you know that worth, then you've got this 10. Now you've created a solid foundation on which you can stand on and support yourself. And now you begin whole new cycles. But you're at this higher level of self-worth and self-expression. All right, that's all I have for today. Peace and love until next time.